Couple things. Number one, black women cannot, shall not, should not expect a black man to be able to provide them with the same type of a lifestyle that a Caucasian can provide for the white female. Because the Caucasian benefits from white privilege, the black man suffers from white racism. So we should not be, no sister should be looking for a European equivalent or an African equivalent of a European. A black man has to work twice as hard to get half as much. So although I can appreciate the financial equity, but if you are a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer as an African woman in Australia or America or the UK or Toronto or Johannesburg, looking for a black man who has financial equity with your type of career success, that's going to be difficult. You might got to tone it down a little bit. What I find as a therapist who works with couples, married, divorced, and otherwise, too often black women prioritize a man's income over his masculinity, meaning he can provide. He's willing to help with those children. He will nurture you, look out for you, but he might not be able to put you in a Mercedes. He might not be able to help you with that $1 million mortgage. And I've seen black women turn down good men, very good men, because he didn't have the economics, but he had everything else. Sisters need to be careful not to fall into this European narrative of judging men primarily by how much they make.
I can agree with that. I think that these are two extreme scenarios here. Because I think if a man we're talking about financial equity, if he is making enough to build a household with you, to be a leader in the household, I think women are okay with that. I think that's not what they're getting. I think they're getting the other end of the spectrum. That's what we're hearing. You know what I mean?
Would you have a problem if you met a man who made half of what you made or a third of what you made, but he had a financial vision of an empire, a business, some sort of an entrepreneurial undertaking?
See, I think that's dangerous. I think that's dangerous.
Let me finish it.
Hold on, let me pause really quick, y'all. So Dr. Omar Johnson, so today he's on point about everything. So everything he's saying, I totally agree with. And yes, it's just that when it comes down to nowadays, you see it too often. The black women mainly, they are concerned with a man being able to just give them this type of lifestyle to show their status versus the guy having a certain kind of quality that you actually admire about him. So you rarely hear women nowadays talk about how much they admire their guy's character and all the other things that he do for her. Mainly, the main thing you see that's being promoted is, okay, what can he buy you? What can he do for you? Not everything is just about wanting to just to show that you're living this Instagram type of lifestyle, that you're doing better than anybody else. So Dr. Omar Johnson, he's totally on point with everything that he's saying today, and he finna get her good, and he's finna go and point out something that a lot of women actually do all the time, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of times they're not getting the kind of man that they want.
Then I want you to respond. And he needed you to help invest in his dream, and he gave you a definitive timeline. He said, give me 12 months or 24, no more than that. If you invest in me, I promise you what I'm going to build will equal where you are. Would you have a problem investing in him?
What does investing in him mean?
Let's say he needed $700 a month to help fuel this dream. He needed $700 for 24 months. Could you do it? You're reluctant.
I am reluctant because what's the guarantee?
There is no guarantees in love.
See, yeah, that's the whole thing. For everything, for her to spend some money or help out her man that she so-called care about, everything has to be a guarantee. But Dr. Omar Johnson got her good and thing. There's no such thing as a guarantee in love. When a guy takes you out to dinner and he's spending a whole bunch of money, it's no guarantee that he gonna have sex with you. But yeah. So he's definitely on point, so everything he's saying. But so you see this all the time. So for the most part, they want a man that's already established, that he done did all of the work, and then they're at the finish line. So that's the main thing that you see. And then that's one of the reasons why a lot of times the women aren't getting the kind of guy that they want. They want the perfect circumstance, and they don't want to help the man at all. They just want to just take, and receive.
There is no guarantees in romance.
And also, I think context matters. How long have we been together?
I agree.
If it's just a guy that I met last year and all of a sudden he has these dreams and he wants me to fund it.
For about 2 years. You like him. There might even be some love there. And he's saying
there might be
invest
some
in
love
me.
there is crazy. There has to be some love there.
Let's say there
has
is.
to be a future there. And I think that's what I'm saying. Context matters. If I see myself with
But
this
you didn't
man,
answer the question. Let's say all those things are there. Will you financially invest in him?
No.
Be honest, my queen. They already answered for you. They said
She don't want to help a man at all. Yeah, y'all. So this is one thing that I was thinking about. What he's saying right now remind me of this story that I heard before that my mama talked about. Was about back in the day when she met my dad, and then this is back when they was dating. So this was like a long time ago. This is back in 1980, and then like what happened to they was dating. And then my dad, he was driving a bus, and then he wound up getting hit when he was driving the bus, and then he actually wasn't able to work, and then he actually wound up getting behind in his bills, and then my mom went and gave him some money to help him out, and she went and took care of him. But like I said, but they don't make women like that nowadays, and just now everything is about how you can just get over on a man and just take. So, and then he's gonna point out a main reason why a lot of times, like he said, and then Dr. Omar Johnson is saying this. So I was shocked that he actually came out and said this, though. So he's going to point out how and why a lot of times you see the white women are with the top level guys, and why a lot of times you're not seeing as mean. I mean, there are still black men mainly be with black women. I think it's 84%, so they're still mainly marrying black women, period. But then when you be seeing these other white women that they're with a guy, a perfect example, I would think about Kanye West, when he wound up losing all that money and losing it. Kim was the one that went and helped them come back up, so I have to at least give her props on that, though. So the time that that he lost millions and millions the first time, whatever, she went and used her brain, and she did go and gave him the money back. So I got to give her props on that. She did, stick by him at the time.
that hell to the nizzo.
Yeah. Look.
Why not, though? Why do you have a problem with that? Given the atmosphere of racism and economic oppression that black men suffer in Australia, why would you have a
But what
problem
are black
investing
men
in your
subject
king?
to that women are not? We're
Say that
going through
again.
the same thing.
True.
That's actually not true. Women actually have more opportunity because it's mainly the men who are running things. So a lot of times a man would just hire a woman just because he wants to have sex with her, or just because she looks good. So she don't even have to be good at what she do. I've been telling this. I said this to women for a long time. If a woman looks good and she has a decent enough attitude, and she's easy to get along with, and she knows how to keep her mouth shut, guys would just give her money. Let me say that again, ladies. If a woman is at least fairly attractive, and she's toned, and then she's easygoing, and she's easy to get along with, and she just doesn't say nothing crazy, guys would just give her stuff. Guys would just give her money. Guys would just do things for her. So it's really that simple, but that goes over a lot of women heads. So yeah, just say, just like you see this all the time, just a lot of women come up because guys are led by their wood and think, so they'll do anything for a woman. For the most part, it's more guys like that than it is guys that have standards.
But it operates differently. The racism against black men is significantly more aggressive than the racism against black women. Now, I don't want to get into an oppression Olympics, because I agree with you. We all suffer, and we suffer together. But a man's primary responsibility is to be a provider. And we don't feel adequate as men when we can't provide. So your king, who you love, who you've been dating for 2 or 3 years, is saying, baby, invest in me for these 18 to 24 months, and I promise you I will cross that finish line. You're still reluctant.
I'm
Why?
reluctant. I'm reluctant. As my husband, if we were married and something like that happened, of course, I would be open to doing that.
But would you be open to even marrying him if he was not the provider you needed him to be? He's saying, help me level up so I can become the person you want to marry. He's asking you to help him level up.
I think.
Let me tell you why you're reluctant. And I don't have a problem with your reluctance, but I want to explain something.
Okay.
And I want all my young sisters to hear me. A big difference between the snow bunny and the African queen is the snow bunny will find a black man in progress. She will find him on the job. She will find him on the university. And that snow bunny will see a black man with potential, and she will invest in him. She will help him level up. And then when the sisters see him 5 years ago, 5 years later, he's a millionaire, and the sisters say, look at that sellout. He went and got a white girl. But guess what? When he was looking for a sister to help him level up, to invest in him, none of them wanted it. You know why? Too many black women want a finished product. Black
I
women have to, stay
disagree.
with me. Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us. Help him level
But
up.
what?
Stay with me. Help him level.
And also too, if you all look at it like this, they're not even a finished product. They still have a whole bunch of trauma from these past experiences of being with all of these other bad men that they chose to be with. So they're not even a finished product, but they want the man to be a finished product, and then he's at the finish line, and then wonder why a lot of times guys say, okay, if I done already had to just do it myself, why should I now be with just one woman or just settle?
Up and become what you need them to be, because the big reason why these snow bunnies are running off with black men is they're meeting them when they have nothing, but they believe in their vision, and black women are waiting for him to cross the finish line, and by the time he crosses the finish line, the snow bunny done snatched him already.
I disagree, and I think that I'm basing it on case studies. I've seen I know black women. I'm friends with black women.
You see, y'all, just because you know a few black women in your group, see, like, this is the whole thing, you know. So a man to tell you something, especially somebody like Dr. Umar Johnson, and she wanted, instead of her saying man, you know, so Dr. Umar Johnson is saying this, oh wow, you know, so let me go dig deep into that though, you know, but this, for the most part, unfortunately, they don't want to listen to men.
You know, when I see the dating issues that happen, sorry, the mic.
No, we good. Go ahead. We good.
It's never that. It's never that they don't want to invest. It's actually the opposite. Black women are willing to be in relationships with men that are still leveling up, that are still working their way up. And then
But yet you were.
You know, audience too, this is the other thing that you see. Like, you'll see them most of the time, especially nowadays, deal with a guy that he's somebody that they can run and they can control. They pick like the lowest of the low. Somebody, okay, you know, just for the most part, this thug culture, a lot of times nowadays, the black women want a guy that they can run. They want a guy that they can control, a guy that needs a place to stay, a guy that don't have a car, a guy who just got out of jail. Those are usually the kind of men that women are being with. A guy that they can run, and a guy that they can dominate him and establish control and be able to call the shots and run things. And then they're wondering, so they'll invest into everything with those kind of guys that they can control and run, and then they'll invest with guys like that. You see that all the time.
Reluctant. So why are they different from you?
Well, maybe because I've been through that, and now I'm not trying to do that right now. Do you know what I mean? I've been through a relationship where I
So
have
you have
supported
helped the
someone,
man level.
and it went really badly for me. You know what I mean? So for me now, I'm not looking to. I don't need to coddle a man and be there. And I've worked
Coddle.
my way up the
Investing in a
same
man
way.
is not coddling.
I don't think you need to invest. I don't think it's necessary in that way. Why
Because
is
you
why
have
is
your
it?
And it's so yeah, so she's in Australia and she still has that type of well, I'm not doing anything for a man no more, this, that, and the other. I just want to get over. So she still has that type of mindset. So yeah.
Only,
Eurocentric
but why is it only
expectations.
financial investment?
Say that
Why
again.
is it only financial investment?
Because really, y'all, so this is why it's financial investment. Because what a person do with their money says everything about them. So especially when a woman is a career woman, that's what she go and prioritize her ability to make money. So what makes her a good woman? Okay, so since she values that and thinking, so she should be able to help you. So I mean, she has to be able to want to help you in some kind of way. She's to want to contribute to your success.
No, that's what he's asking for, because at the end of the day, you just said yourself, financial equity is a major concern for women. So it has to be financial equity or investment, because that's what a lot of women are looking for from their men. Y'all want
Exactly.
economic parity, and I don't have a problem with y'all wanting economic parity. I'm simply saying, with the obstacles facing black men in Australia, the US, or any other white society, it comes with a lot of obstacles for.
Hold on a second. Did you all see the look that she gave a second ago? Let me go back to it. Look at that look that she gave. Hold on. It was like, oh yeah, right. Hold on. Let me find it.
or investment, because that's what a lot of women are looking for from their men. Y'all want economic parity, and I don't have a problem with y'all wanting economic parity. I'm simply
Look at it. Look at that. She was like, this dude. She wasn't trying to hear any of that. So, oh man, so can we go to the next clip?
saying with the obstacles facing
Can we
black
go to
men
the
in
next?
Australia, the US, or any other white society, it comes with a lot of obstacles for us to get there, and it's unrealistic to expect me to be where you are when you are not considered the threat that I am.
Sorry, I'm just.
He's
A
so on
European
point and everything, you
equivalent.
know. So yeah, so he's so yeah, and then that is show shooting thing, you know, and then that's the first thing that I realized this like a long time ago. I think about how back when I was working at CTA, and then I noticed that like I would see the fine black women, they have like a nice little management job, and then they have this type of funny relationship, weird relationship with the boss. Like a lot of times, you know, so they're hiring a lot of the fine black women, or even just the women, period, because a lot of times they're, you know, it's this type of weird relationship with them and the boss, you know. So it's either he's messing with her, or he want to mess with her. So yeah, so unfortunately people don't talk about that. They don't talk about the woman that she's leveraging sex and all the other stuff though to get positions. They don't talk about that.
Or an African equivalent of a European. A black man has to work twice as hard to get
What's the whole? Let me go back. Hold on, I lost my place. What was I at? Hold on.
better men, but we need y'all to be a little bit more sensitive to the
Where was it at? Hold on.
serious. We should let y'all go.
Yeah, and
number three,
let me
give you
add
my
to that.
third.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry, y'all.
Women
I
on
lost
an
my place.
emotional leash, giving her
Hold on, y'all. Sorry
short
about that.
sticks that y'all tend to get. Number one, black men need to stop telling y'all they're monogamous.
Hold on a second. Oh no, y'all. Hold on. Where was I at? Sorry, y'all. I
not
lost my
coddling.
place.
I don't think you need to invest. I don't think it's necessary in that way. Why
Because you have
why is it only?
Eurocentric
But why is it only
expectations.
financial investment?
Say that
Why
again.
is it only financial
Well,
investment?
no, that's what he's asking for, because at the end of the day, you just said yourself, financial equity is a major concern for women. So it has to be financial equity or investment, because that's what a lot of women are looking for from their men. Y'all want economic parity, and I don't have a problem with
And y'all, and then that's also the main thing that, especially nowadays, the women are talking about how, well, I got the bag, I got this, I'm already making whatever. So if you're leading with that and thinking, okay, so yeah, so that's what you value, so that's what you value. Okay, so you should want to contribute. And,
y'all wanting
and then a lot of times I hate to say it, y'all, just wait, what it is too is like when a person, when it comes down to a woman moving up in her job, and you know, so it's just that it takes certain type of characteristics of being domineering, aggressive. Those make a great qualities to be a good manager and to move up in the corporate world, but those qualities doesn't make a good girlfriend. And then it just, like I said, when I see women all the time, and I'm talking to women all the time, and they always talk about how much money they make and what they bought. They're acting like a man. They're leading with their accomplishments, which that's going to only just attract a certain type of guy, you know. So, but that doesn't make you a good girlfriend. How are you able? I said so. I said, what makes you a good girlfriend? Can you find a man that you like and then go and listen to him? And can you go say, do you show respect when you're upset? Do you cooperate? How do you act when you're upset? So it's so many other things, you know, that really shows, and it will say whether you're a good woman or not just but yep.
economic parity. I'm simply saying with the obstacles facing black men in Australia, the US, or any other white society, it comes with a lot of obstacles for us to get there, and it's unrealistic to expect me to be where you are when you are not considered the threat that I am.
Real talk.
Sorry, I need to process this because I
Take
think
a deep breath.
yeah.
King Kong is here.
That was kind of slick.
I don't know. I disagree. I just think that black women are willing to hold it down for the man. I feel like we're always there supporting them.
And see, yeah, everything she disagree, rebel, you know, so she still has that rebel spirit. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing, you know. Okay, so there's, yeah, so men want a woman that she's agreeable. Like I said, so that's the worst thing is that you're sitting there in life. I mean, after a long day, you're battling the world, and you gotta come home or deal with a woman that's everything she disagreeable. You know, it's hard. It's hard for her. She don't want to get on your program, get on your page. So just only a certain kind of man will come home and deal with that though. So everything, you know, a woman that's disagreeable.
And I think that, if anything, black women get the short end of the stick. We
A
don't
lot
get.
of times y'all do.
We do. So
And
how
I'll
are
give
you?
you 3 short sticks that y'all tend to get. Number 1, black men need to stop telling y'all they're monogamous if they're polygynous. Too many black women are being manipulated into plural relationships that they didn't sign up with because of disingenuous men. Okay? I'm going to have 2 wives. Dr. Umar going to have 2 queens. If you don't like it, don't flirt with me. Leave it there. But I'm going to have 2. I'm going to be honest, right? Men have to stop manipulating women who looking for monogamy into polygamy. It's not right. You got a wife over here. You got a baby mama over here. You should have been honest up front.
I agree with that though. So that's a great point. I totally agree. Like a lot of guys are lying about that, you know. So
That's number 1. Number 2, black men have to stop holding women on an emotional leash, giving her the belief that you may one day commit, knowing damn well you don't want her. Let her go, but you won't let her go because your ego can't stand to see something you throw away get picked out the trash by another man and turned into a jewel. We are wasting too much of y'all time by dragging y'all along emotionally, and that's not good because black women have a biological clock. Y'all have a tick-tock on how long y'all can have babies, and because of that, we shouldn't be wasting time with y'all. If we're not serious, we should let y'all go.
And
number 3,
let me
give you
add
my
to that.
third. We got to stop putting our hands on our women. Too much domestic abuse, too much domestic.
so all right, y'all. So right there, the thing, you know. So Dr. Omar Johnson. So right now, he just dropped the ball. It's very small cases of men, of black men that are whooping on their women. I mean, so that part right there, you know, he's going overboard. So that's not the most common thing. And also too, y'all, it's more cases of women abusing the men, and then the men are not going to the police. So on that part right there, you know, he's acting like mainly black women are whooping these women like that. I think, you know, so, and it's only a small percentage of men doing that. But really, those are the kind of men that they choose. The guys who are in and out of jail, the guys who cannot express themselves. So it's only a certain kind of man, but then they chose that. So on that part, he dropped the ball. So it's not that common. And also too, when women are having these lesbian relationships, there are it's been studies that there are more fights and more stuff going on with abuse in the lesbian relationships.
Domestic violence. Too many black children are watching their mothers get abused by their fathers, and it's creating intergenerational trauma. So yes, there's a lot we need to do better for y'all. And I'm here to apologize to all my sisters in Australia for any black man that has done you wrong, because we need to level up in ways other than money that money can't fix for us. So I'm with you, Queen. We need to become better men, but we need y'all to be a little bit more sensitive to the economic challenges that black men face. Me, I don't have that issue. I got 6 degrees. I got my doctorate. I'm the most popular Pan-Africanist in the world. I'm good. But a lot of my brothers ain't where I'm at. You understand? And I need my women to understand that not every black man is going to be where Dr. Umar is. And it ain't because he was lazy, and it's not because he was intelligent. I had my father in my home. You understand? And because of that, the white power structure dealt with me differently because my father was there. I saw how I was given programs other black boys were not given because their father were not there. Children I went to elementary and middle school with, they in prison, they in the cemetery, not because they was less intelligent than me, but because my father was there, they dealt with me differently. So I wasn't better than them. I was given opportunities they were not given.
Yeah, let's talk about how we can create, because I know that we're talking about the divide. We're talking about black women, black men, why they don't get along, why they're not coming together. How can we start to create an understanding between the two of us?
Number 1.
Yeah.
Too often when we get into relationships, we're looking for an emotional slave and a psychological cheerleader. We're now looking for a partner. Too often I see women who are looking for men who will just obey and do as I say. I see men who are looking for women who will just obey and do as I say. Are you really looking for a partnership, or are you looking for a cheerleader or a slave? Too many relationships are not partnerships. They are dictatorships of the more powerful partner over the less powerful partner. That's 1. Number 2, we need to stop getting into relationships when we have unmet psychological needs from our childhood that we have not addressed. Too many women are dealing with the the abandonment of their fathers. You cannot put it on a man to heal the emotional wounds that your father caused. Too many men are looking for women to heal the emotional needs caused by their mother's abandonment. Deal with the trust issues from your parents. Deal with the abandonment issues from your parents. Deal with the lack of ability issues from your parents. It is not your partner's job to heal you psychologically. And so what we often end up doing is getting into relationships with emotionally unavailable people. And the reason they're emotionally unavailable is they're too consumed with their own issues that they should have dealt with before I came into your life. You see that?
Yeah.
We got to do a better job of
Yeah, so I agree with that 1,000%.
screening people, because in Australia, you got emotional vampires, unhealthy women who look healthy, unhealthy men.
I agree with that.
You understand?
I
Who
agree
look
with that.
healthy.
And
Until
jump
you-
into relationships
Yes,
too quickly.
yes,
Like we'll leave one and
yes.
then we'll go into another before we
Yes.
heal. I do agree with that. And I
Yes.
do think that there's a lack of understanding.
Speaking of that though, so be honest about that though. So that's what we call monkey branching, when women go from guy to guy to guy.
From both sides,
Yes.
and all we're doing is everybody's just very loud.
Yes.
But I think that if there was some sort of there are so many points I wanted to go into with what you were saying, but I just feel like we can meet at a middle ground.
I agree.
It's just
I agree.
there's just a lot of noise.
And I don't think we study each other's values
I don't think so.
enough.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. We meet, hypothetically, right? We meet. You're a psychologist, I'm a psychologist. You're a Pan-Africanist, I'm a Pan-Africanist. You're a Leo, I'm a Leo. But guess what? You believe in saving money, I believe in spending it. Guess what? I want to have a big family, you don't plan on having no kids. Guess what? I have a close relationship with my mother, I spend every Sunday with her. You can't stand your mother. I want to save for retirement. You believe in spending all your money. You see that? On the surface,
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
everything in common.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But
when
when
you
we
go
go
beneath
deep-
and look at the values, it's completely different.
Yeah.
We have to start studying our potential mates' values. And the other thing that we also need to do is we need to slow down on the sex. Women in particular. One of the things I don't like about African women today is they're trying to operate like males. You don't care. You just had sex with me. I don't care. I'm going to have sex with you. But there's a big difference there. Women are internal. Whoever y'all lay with, y'all pick up our spiritual DNA. I don't care if he's wearing a condom or not. A piece of me is in you forever. There's been research that shows sex changes your DNA. When I'm in you, I'm literally in you for the rest of your life. And women have to stop consuming all these toxic male energies because it affects the way y'all think. Your vagina is an extension of your unconscious. And the same thing happened for men. When we lay with women, we pick up a piece of you. You always carry a piece.
All right, y'all. So man, so that was so true. So yeah, that's why I have a problem with this city girl culture. Where they want the women to be with this person, be with that person, deal with guys for money. Everything's about a exchange, all this. So I totally agree with what he's saying.
Of everybody you ever laid with
And
in
I
your
think
life.
that's a message that we need to spread to the men as well, because
I
it's not
agree.
just it's not one way.
A lot of us are serial monogamous.
100%.
A lot of us are serial monogamous.
Yeah.
And we
yeah.
don't
we
wanna
don't
admit
want to
it.
be alone.
Yes.
Yes. And I think that's
And we
a
don't
problem.
want to commit. I don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
But I don't want to commit.
Yeah.
Serial monogamy.
Let's get into the last segment before we wrap up. This is called Bitter or Sweet. It's a game. I'm going to give you this
Sure.
paddle. So basically, I'm going to run through. We're going to have to do this really quickly. So
Okay.
bitter or sweet.
Take your time. You're a sister.
Let me give you this one.
They can wait.
So bitter or sweet. Bitter meaning you disagree, and
it.
sweet meaning you agree. I'm going to give
I
you
got
some
you.
scenarios. First one is wigs and weaves. Bitter or sweet.
Bitter. If it ain't nappy, I ain't happy. If I can't grab it, you can't have it. Bitter. I want all nappy, everything all natural. I want organically African Australian queens from head to toe.
I love it and I hate it at the same time, because I don't like that black women are always criticized. I don't like that. I get what you're saying. Let's empower.
Oh, let me pause right there. So yeah, I totally agree. I like a woman that has actually I only date women that have natural hair. Everything is natural. Forget all the fake stuff. I don't like the wigs. I don't like the fake bodies. I'm with him 1,000% on that.
Our women.
Yes.
Let's do all those things.
Yes.
But then also we need to be mindful that, I feel like black women are always they're always the topic of conversation. Our attitude, our hair, you can't do this, you can't wear
I
this,
agree.
you can't.
We overly
and I
criticize
don't like
y'all.
that.
I agree.
And I think
And
that
I
you
agree,
saying
men who date women with wigs and weaves have no business criticizing them for having wigs and weaves.
And then when you had your talk, I remember you said the same thing. You spoke about weaves. The way that the men felt, they rose and they were clapping. And I just feel like it doesn't come from a place
it was hypocritical.
Yeah, it comes from.
If you date women with processed hair, you have no business criticizing them. I only date natural hair queens.
Okay.
Okay, when I go on the first date, I'm going to grab your hair as hard as I can to make sure it don't come off.
That's crazy.
And if it come off, I'm walking out the restaurant. Black power. We want black power, brothers and sisters.
All right. I mean, you kind of answered this during the podcast, but settling for a man that makes less than you, bitter or sweet?
I think it is sweet, because if a woman can settle for a man, and I don't want to say settle, accept a man who earns less than him, she's sending him a message that she is there for much more than his paycheck. That type of relationship is going to last a long time, because he knows she's there to hold him down.
Okay. And finally, black men and women casually dating.
Yeah, so that's a great point. I think, so if she can see other things about him that she actually admire besides the money, we come down to his character, how he is, and his values, that's way more important. And so I totally agree. So
People from another race.
Absolutely no bunny hopping, no ice, no rice, no spice, no sand, no salsa. Let me say it again. No ice, no rice, no spice.
Wait,
no
let me say it with you. What is it? No
black
ice?
Men for black women, black.
yeah, so my whole thing is, like I said, I'd say, even though I date only black women, but my whole thing is, if you can date whoever you want to date. I mean, that's how I feel about it. Just as long as that person is getting with your program, and the person has your best interest, I say deal with the person that has your best interest. So, but like I said, but I only date black women, but I don't say, well, okay, this person is dating this person and they're a different race, I don't like them. I don't do that.
Women for black men. I don't want to see no snow bunnies. I want honey bunnies. I want caramel bunnies. I want butter almond bunnies. I want walnut bunnies. I want guave bunnies. I want butterscotch bunnies. I want warm peanut butter bunnies. I want fudge bunnies. I don't want no snow bunnies.
Damn. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Black queens forever.
Snow bunnies never. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my queen.
Dr.
We got to
Umar
do this
Johnson.
again when I come back.
Yeah, we need to. Guys,
Part
thank
two.
you so much for
Part two,
tuning.
when Dr. Umar comes back. One love.
There's a lot that we're going to get into.
All right, y'all. So yeah, so that was a great show. So, but yeah, so for the most part, Dr. Umar Johnson, he was on point, So, but yeah, so it's all about just, ladies, it's all about finding a man that you like, and you being able to just, okay, how can you add value to him? Have you even spent time studying the kind of man that you like? What did he need? What is he lacking in his life? So yeah, and then find a man that you can get with his program. You can find a man that you like, that you want to cooperate. You want to go and help him, not just want to just take, and see what you can get from him. So, all right, y'all. So, ladies, you can subscribe to my channel. I give you all more insight regarding how men feel from the other perspective that you haven't heard from. And ladies, if you want to get your look right to help you get the kind of man that you want, you can go and fill out my application in the description. You also can support the channel by ordering your bands. I make ankle bands, glue bands, and power bands, where they help you to be able to tone your body anywhere, so you can be the best version of yourself, to help you attract that kind of man that you want. Which, ladies, you all know that men are visual, that men care about how women look. So since you all know that men are visual and men care about how women look, you need to put yourself in the best predicament by having your look on point. So when your look is on point, people give you more respect. You make more money, you feel better, you look better at anything that you wear, or nothing on at all. So, all right, y'all, I hope you all enjoy the show. Share this video with a friend, and I'll see you all next time. And remember, God wants you healthy and fit, and the devil wants you to procrastinate and put it off and make excuses. Don't let the devil win. Solomon Fitness World is the premium for elegance.